With things going poorly for the Mercs of Mischief down in Waterdeep, can the Warlocks hold down the fort back at the keep? Let's find out on Too Many Warlocks. If it goes.
If it turns on.
If it goes. Go.
Fucking technical difficulties.
God damn it.
Is it plugged
There
in?
you go.
Okay, there we go. Did you try turning it off and on again? Okay. Hello. Welcome. Oh, we're doing another one. How many times did you play it? We're good? We're done? All right. Hello. Welcome to This is intentional at this point. All right, we set? I'm going to start now. All right, we good?
It's just the entire show.
Yeah, this is the entire show now. It's just going to be the opening. All right. Hello. Welcome once again to Too Many Warlocks. When last we left our heroes, they went out and conquered a extra-dimensional plane and acquired a dimensional sewing kit for one Calazar Maldismuth to save reality from unfolding on itself. They retreated to their specially constructed rooms within the halls of Cookie's Crab Shack and retired after a long day of adventuring. And we join them now as we lead into opening up on the valley next to the Desert River. And there is the Avalon Keep and the Cookie's Crab Shack as the morning sun begins to rise. And everyone is just beginning to awake in their beds when the ground begins to rumble and shake. And after thousands of years of slumber, an enormous creature emerges. The Tarrasque is awake, and it has set its eyes on Cookie's Crab Shack. Within moments, its jaws have wrapped around it, swallowing it whole. The party, unfortunately, each takes 97 damage of crushing, poison, and acid as they are eaten and digested. Good night, everybody. Good game.
Bye. Damn it, I like skis.
Well, at least we went out in style.
Okay, April Fools. I couldn't resist. I had to do something.
I think he totally got him. I think they totally went for it.
Yeah, you think they totally went for it? People already know me too well, and that is disturbing. All right, so what really happens? During the night, while everyone is asleep in their beds at Cookie's Crab Shack, I want the following players to go ahead and make a wisdom save for me. Those players include Richard Bennett, Penn Wright, and Guy Boutomps.
Wisdom saving, right?
Yes, wisdom
So
saving.
wise.
So wise.
Oh, no.
Oh, that bodes poorly. But in a way, I kind of hoped for that outcome. In the night, as you all rest in your newly acquired rooms, peacefully sleeping, black, smoky tendrils weave through the crevices and cracks of Cookie's Crab Shack. They weave into your rooms and begin to encircle you in your beds. They all make attempts to probe at your minds, to slip inside and see what lies within. In the room of Kithri, the tendrils begin to close around her, and a bright flame shines from her chest, forcing the tendrils to retreat. In the room of Guy Boutomps, as he restfully sleeps, the tendrils move in, and suddenly, Guy's human form slips away and reveals his true nature, and a shining light pushes the tendrils away. The tendrils move to encircle Pen, and as they do, the eye on his book opens, and the tendrils retract into the floor. Richard.
I'm so worried.
Richard begins to dream. You awaken from your bed, Richard, and you're walking through the grove. There is a morning mist in the forest, which is not uncommon. The mist coalesces into a tall woman wearing a loose-fitting dress, very frilly, and her long blonde hair flows in the wind like wisps as she moves through the trees. She moves up to you and lovingly says, "My champion," and caresses your face, gives you one of these. And in a moment, your body is as it was. All of the scars, the wooden arms and legs, you are as you were before the horrors of the Underdark. Roll a perception check for me.
All right. Not bad.
Not bad. There's something about her touch. You recognize this as Titania, but her touch, something that you remember so fondly, something that you hold on to in your darkest moments, feels cold, distant. There's something not quite right about it, but at the same time is still extremely inviting. You would do anything to feel this again. And she
What?
speaks to you. Says, "You have served me well, my champion, but I'm afraid I must call on your blade once more." And then as she's speaking, you hear another familiar voice. "Oh my God, it is always the same 3 T's with you, isn't it? Trees, trellis, and Titania." "Wait a minute, you're not Titania. What are you doing here?" And she visibly sighs. Goes, "Puck, it is I, your queen. Of course it is. I am Titania." Puck goes, No. I'd know that rack anywhere, and you're not fooling anybody." "Trust me, never shit a shitter. Don't be so shy. Let's take a look at who you really are." And he begins to cast a spell. And she resists and fights back. He says, "Come on now. Richard's a very nice guy once you get to know him, I'm sure. Just don't be shy."
I've yet
She
to find
says, "Enough of this." And she flicks her hand. And a cage of trees encircles Puck and closes in on him, surrounding him in a kind of dome. "Now then, we can be alone. I have a mission for you. There is a drow in your midst." And then you hear cracking as the wooden dome separates. And Puck emerges in his true form, not in the form of Robin Goodfellow, the gentleman human that he normally takes, but this spry, sprightly form with long ears and elvish type features. And he comes out and he says, "Oh, you better fucking kill me." And starts charging a spell to cast back at her. She sighs and says, "Okay, we're doing this now. Find the drow." And she pushes you back, and it all fades away. And you awaken with a start in your bed.
Oh, I'm supposed to say something now.
Yeah, no, this is on you now.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Fucking drow. Who?
All right, I want you to roll an insight check. Yeah, you don't see it. You're like that was Titania if I've ever seen her. You're 100% on this, more or less. Now then, At this point, you're free to retreat back to your sleep if you so desire.
I'm pretty sure Richard's just going to stay awake,
Okay.
angrily staring at a wall.
He's just going to stay awake and brood. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Richard stays awake and broods. Also, Guy, you have a dream. You have a dream of a maelstrom moving across the Sword Coast. Very precisely sowing chaos.
Chance it goes from about here to about Waterdeep.
It goes all over the place. It follows no precise movement. It's completely chaotic. But something happens, and a dark cloud emerges in the center of the maelstrom, and it breaks up, sowing darkness across the land. And you hear a voice that says, "There's a point that the joke stops being funny. Keep an eye out for when things go too far."
As my mistress's wish.
All right. So everyone else awakens to the smell of breakfast.
I'm guessing except me, who's been smelling it.
Yeah, no,
as it's being
you
cooked.
smell it slowly come up through the floor as you've been waiting in your room. It smells, the usual smells of breakfast. There's bacon, there's sausages, you smell some eggs cooking, that smell of fresh hash browns. There appears to also be waffles and pancakes going. It's a regular Denny's down there. So who wants to wake up and go downstairs first? Or leave their room and go downstairs, because I imagine many of you are awake at this point.
Yeah, can I have just already slightly been going downstairs?
Absolutely.
I've been awake for hours.
Yeah, that's okay. You had a long night.
I'll be down at some point and like after him, just like having a few things in my arms, including the wand from last time and a couple more tomes I've been, going through over the night.
All right. So Cookie serves everyone a short stack of pancakes with a layer of custard between the third and fourth pancake.
Oh, that sounds
A little
beautiful.
bit of fruit and whipped cream on top. Now, Kithri, when you wake up, your duelist's friend is gone.
Uh-oh. I searched the room.
You hear a voice. It says, "It's okay, adventurer. I have bonded myself to you. I will take the place of your new pact weapon. You may summon me at will."
Oh, convenient. I will try.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're impressed.
I'll try summoning it.
All right, you summon it, and this long rapier appears in your hand. Now that you have bonded with it, it is a +1 rapier. And as you make it happy, it will do additional things. But it takes the place of your pact weapon. It's +1 rapier, so you get those bonuses with that. Yes, would you like to go downstairs and have breakfast?
Yes. I'll
All
go
right.
down and have a giant stack of pancakes.
All right. It's higher than like the head at the ceiling. It slowly goes down. Scooby-Doo style. All right. And who's going down next?
I'll probably be last down because I have to sit down at my vanity and redo the mustache.
Yeah,
and,
you've got to reset your image.
Yeah, and spend a couple minutes talking
Yeah.
to my audience, and
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do the practice warm-up show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
eventually head downstairs for breakfast. Yes. As soon as I get downstairs, I want to go looking for Cookie.
Okay, well, once everyone is there, Cookie comes to you. He comes to everyone and he says, I wanted to take a moment to thank everybody formally for what you did yesterday. It was a heck of a big help assisting Calazar getting that item, and I know you just got here and we didn't really have a chance to do any formal introductions. So I wanted to take a moment while you were all here this morning to, give you an offer. You see, you all seem to work well together, and we're lacking a little bit in the magic department around here as an organization. See, I've been around for a lot of years, and I was around when they built this school. I believe in the spirit of adventuring, and if a place like this goes away, there's a chance it could die forever. So I wanted to bring it back. And that's why I'm seeking out folks like you. Now, the Mercs of Mischief, they're doing as best it can, but they need a little bit of help. So I was wondering if you would like to join the organization. There's a place of prestige in it for you all, of course. And, of course, a steady batch of work. What do you say?
I'm gonna pause briefly, staring at my party. I'm just going and thinking this is the best way to keep track of the person who is definitely a drow. I say yes.
Okay.
I'm always happy to be a part of higher learning.
I've been looking for adventure, and hopefully I can find what I'm looking for through the academy.
There's plenty of that work here. In fact, we just had a fresh job come through this morning. But I'll let you guys finish your breakfast first. I made special custard for the pancakes. I hope you like it. If there's anything special you want, please let me know. I'm a fine cook.
I just stand up and give him a huge hug. Just pull him right in. Big hug.
I knew I liked you.
Anyone who
Pats him on the back.
Anybody who make me a room like that, I die for you for sure, eh? Well, not maybe die, because then I can't use the room, but you know what I mean, eh? That room is amazing.
You're a lot of fun. I like having you around.
They put four drinks in me, watch me fall down the stairs. I'm fun lots, yeah?
Sounds like a good time. I'll check you out this evening. And Tommy appears in a cloud of mist again and takes your drink quarters. And
2, it's breakfast.
And he's like, oh, I should probably let you know. Don't feel bad about Tommy, but he's a vampire lord. Ex-vampire lord. Back in the day.
Now he's a waiter.
I love that he gets such a charge out of this.
Really happy I didn't go with the werewolf character.
See, thing was, my companions and I, we come across him back in our adventuring days. A group of cultists were using him in some kind of dark ritual, and we saved his life. He promised to give up the vampire life forever and joined us.
Well, it explains the mistiness.
Yes, I apologize. I do my best to try and appear mortal. But I'm very happy here.
You shouldn't have to worry too much. I definitely don't look mortal.
Yes.
We're all a little different.
Indeed we are. Well, it is good to have you all around here. And I've never seen Cookie look so spry these days. It's good all around. And he goes back to the bar. And Cookie retreats. I love this. That's a great noise for that. Cookie retreats back to the kitchen. Guy, you notice from hugging Cookie, you have a small blood stain on your shirt from where you hugged him.
Do we notice this, or is this just him?
It's just him for now.
So
Just-
maybe not.
Yeah, you just notice like a little wet spot, and you touch it a little bit, and there's a little bit of blood.
I finish off my first beer and take the second one with me, and I'm going to go find Cookie.
All right. Cookie is working away in the kitchen.
Hey, buddy, you cut yourself making breakfast this morning?
Oh, my apologies. Old wounds whacked up every now and then. I've been through quite a few battlefields, you know.
You got wounds that open up years after the fact?
On occasion, you know magical beasts and that. They give you some funny things.
You got wound flashbacks?
Yeah, isn't that a normal thing?
I don't know. I don't let myself get hurt enough to get flashbacks from the pain.
You're old as I am, friend. You get hurt lots, whether you want to or not.
Well, is there anything anybody could do about that? Maybe this mission you spoke about, we fix you up a little bit?
It could be. Old Gilbetta is coming back from her mission anytime soon. She usually pitches me a bit of healing every day. I'm sure I'll be fine after that. But I appreciate your thought.
Gilberta, that's the blue one that yell at the bird, right?
Yeah, she's the one. I see you met her before.
I had the pleasure of experiencing a whole 2 days with the two of them in a very small wagon. Eh?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, I don't think Penn ever going to be the same.
Yeah, they have a special effect on them, on all kinds of people. But I feel like they got potential.
I understand. You spoke about a mission, and then you
Yeah.
went away, eh?
Wormspit has the paperwork. He'll be bringing it around to you once you finish breakfast.
Okay, what's a worm spit?
Wormspit's our goblin liaison.
Ah,
Long story. He'll tell you all about it.
I heard those words all together in a row. It's going to take me a minute to process them, though.
Yeah, it's things are a little strange around here. I don't know if you noticed.
That's what I like about this place very much. Eh? I go back to the others now. Maybe you try
Makes
not
me
to
feel
bleed.
alive too.
You try not to bleed on the lunch, okay?
Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll patch it up real good.
I'll head back out to the others.
All right. So you head back out and join everybody for breakfast. Does anybody else want to have any discussions over breakfast?
I'm gonna say that. Oh, well, you go first.
Oh, go ahead. I open up the table to roleplay.
Okay. I'm gonna say that when he comes back, I'm just balancing this really odd wand in my hand, looking at it, and I'm just gonna sit it as he comes back, sit it in the middle of the table, and say, I have absolutely no use for this other than for research or for profit. So unless anyone else wants to use this, and I'd say it does come with quite a hefty risk, my research tells me that this is an item I don't want to be playing around with very much.
What does it do?
What doesn't it do is a better question. It would be far too much to get into all of it, but essentially this wand can make almost anything happen in any situation whenever you use it. Occasionally that will come back to bite you, though, so you run the small risk of coming to harm yourself. It's just kind of a, as they told me, a little slice of chaos.
Well, I have no interest as it is not a sword, so.
I prefer the blade to the wand anytime.
All right, so the funny looking guy, get the funny looking wand, and I just reach out and take it.
He's like, oh yeah. All right, you pick it up, and as you move it around, it's like beep boop 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 beep boop 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 beep boop boop. As the things spin.
My second order of business I'd like to mention to you all is after yesterday, I had a little flash of mortality when I got hit by a couple of those falling ceiling tiles, as it were. And so last night I really, really leafed through some of the tomes in my room on medicine. And so if we can find a healer's kit, I think I'll be able to make sure that we are all a little better taken care of out there. But I need to make sure that I go get one.
Well, I'd be willing to throw in a couple of coin to help make sure that we have some kind of healer's kit.
I appreciate it. It's not expensive. It's more or less just finding it, to be honest.
You can have about 20 gold.
Okay.
Oh, Kithri, did I ever tell you how much gold was in that thank you sack in your room?
No.
You got 55 gold pieces out of that thank you sack.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right. So, as you guys have this discussion, a very well-dressed goblin with his hair combed back and put into kind of a short ponytail comes up to the table, and he's got a case full of various books and papers at his side, and he comes up and he says, "Ah, yes, I recognize you all from yesterday. My name is Wormspit. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I am the Goblin Liaison for the newly revitalized Rusty Shank tribe. I know that I am a goblin, but I trust that you all will not judge me on my appearance, as I do not judge you on yours. I act as the primary liaison as well as the interim leader until enough education and infrastructure can be established for a proper election. I also am the workers' rights coordinator, and I also do the slight clerical work around the keep. Now then, as the newest team, I have a new mission for you. Everyone has seen fit to parse out the stranger requests to your particular group, given your unique skill set. And he goes around and hands each of you a piece of parchment.
I'll read.
I will read the parchment.
All right. So it details the mission. Rescue kidnapped girl in the town of Grogswallow.
That just sounds slightly wrong.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not good with names, so it's going to be like this the entire session. So I want you to know that. All right. So he says, if you read the docket, it has all the details on the town we need to go to. This request came in anonymously. However, it carries a hefty recompensation plan of a magical necklace along with 2,500 gold pieces to be split evenly among the group. All is required is that you go out to this town and you find this kidnapped girl, and then it has a sketch of this young girl, and she's got long dark hair, and she looks very proper, very. She looks like a Catholic schoolgirl.
Is she a succubus? This is important.
Yeah, I don't want to make that mistake again.
Unfortunately, that intelligence is not available, but it did specifically request people of magical knowledge for this particular mission. Now, there's no
Love how
time
simple
frame
it
on
sounds.
it.
Are we sure this was a kidnapping?
You've done this before, I can tell.
Are you sure this is a kidnapping and not an elopement? Eh?
Not entirely certain, but I imagine you are all well equipped to investigate it and figure that out.
So we kill the groom and bring back the bride? Okay, sure. 2,500 gold pieces, I'm in.
I don't necessarily need to know the methods, but thank you so much.
The job is a job.
All right, excellent. I've also added your onboarding papers, and he hands out another packet to everyone, which details, welcome to the Avalon Knights Academy. As a member of the faculty, your duties include, it's just so on and so forth.
Damn it, I've got to add stuff. I've got to add stuff into my inventory now.
There's a portion of each one, and then it's requested job title. And there, in the job title section, there is a list of 4 choices. There is the loot keeper. There is there's the loot keeper. There is the investigator. There is the guards person. And there is the lead decision maker.
Well, we all know how fantastic at decisions I am. So let's not choose me.
Do we have to take one each, or can
we all be loot keeper?
Ideally, you would each take one. The loot keeper more or less manages the more cumbersome portions of inventory for the entire group as a team.
I'm happy to be guard person.
Guards person.
Yeah, guards person.
Okay.
And I think perhaps one of the other two would be the best as the lead person, because nobody want to follow me. Eh? Maybe I am investigator.
Eh? You do seem excellent at speaking to individuals
and getting into things. Well,
you just wait till you see me at the brothel. Eh?
Well, that just leaves you and I. Would you prefer to keep up with the funds, or would you like to be the person calling the shots? I am pretty flexible.
I would rather keep track of things.
Okay. Then I guess I will be the. I forgot the title already. That memory problem,
Oh, good.
I think maybe we go with fearless leader. Eh?
Lead decision maker, but you can.
So fearless leader, he gets pushed in through the doors first. I like this plan.
Exactly.
It's always interesting to me the way this shapes up.
I have good feelings about this. Only good feelings.
Excellent. Now you will all receive special bonuses to your character to be portioned out as you exhibit traits consistent with the roles that you have chosen in the party. So you will gain special abilities as you go. So, once that is done, he collects the paperwork. Says, "Thank you so much. Welcome to the company. You may avail yourself of all of our facilities as we unlock them. We have a storehouse with small boats available. We have a training hall where you can brush up on certain skills. And primarily, we're using it to teach the goblin workforce and guards new skills. But the going is slow since we don't have a lot of tradespeople to train them. But we're growing the facilities as we go. And the guard towers are all operational now, so the security is good."
Do you have a requisitions department for materials or such?
At that point, that would be basically me. What can I help you with?
We're looking for a healer's kit at the moment. I'm happy to pay for it. We just definitely need one. We're 4
yes.
warlocks.
When the keep originally fell, there was a large amount of supplies left behind. Originally, my people were scavenging, but now that I've drawn them together, a lot of it has been returned to its place. Let me go see if I can find something for you. Till then, enjoy the rest of your breakfast. I will take my leave for now. It is a pleasure meeting all of you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
I trust we will all be equal partners in this venture. Good day.
Nice to meet you, person whose name I promptly forgot.
Wormspit.
Wormspit.
Wormspit the
worm.
goblin. He is very adamant to maintain his goblin name, and he leaves.
I really need to write all this down.
Oh yeah, no, look, taking notes is essential, all right? Because I forget shit too. I forgot an NPC on Sunday, and it was like one of my main ones. I'm like, what's this dude's name? And I'm like pawing through my notes as I'm trying to DM. Okay, anyways. So, you guys finish up your breakfast. The cart is brought around for you for whenever you are ready to go. Is there any other business that you'd like to attend to?
Has anybody mentioned any place we can get components, spell components?
Spell components?
Charcoal, incense, and herbs to be...
If you ask
nice.
around, they say check with Calazar.
That's the guy with the funky friends?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
He is out at the mage
I can
tower
find
still.
him,
Yeah. He's out at the mage tower still.
If you go, I'm going.
Yeah. Monsieur Calazar, I have a question for you if you are not too busy humming and hawing at the tower. Eh?
You find him, he's actually walking around the tower now. And he appears as a half-elf now. And he just keeps going around. And he occasionally gets out of glowing needle and thread and begins to stitch. All right.
That is very impressive.
Okay. Yes, the kit you found has been invaluable. What can I assist you with?
2 questions, actually. One question, do you know where we can get some component? I got a little friend, sometimes us wizard, we have a little friend we can bring from the other place. I need to bring him back, so I need some stuff to do that. And I have one other question for you.
Sure.
You know the basilisk you own there?
Yes, Mr. Squishy Face.
Monsieur Squishy Face, yeah. Does his eyes work sometimes?
Sometimes, if he perceives danger.
So
he's quite docile the rest of the time.
So if he look at the other friend of yours, the big cube guy, if you look at him and get angry, do you end up with a 5-foot square brick?
Possibly. I've never tested, to be honest.
With 2 eyeballs stick out? I think that's pretty funny, eh?
It would be pretty funny, but then I wouldn't be able to get the component sack. Squishy! That's Squishy. Hello! And the eyes kind of float over to you. Squishy, we need the component sack, if you will. Oh, of course. And like from the bits of like skeletons and like armor and stuff floating in there, a sack floats to the side and kind of flops out the side. He goes in and he's like, okay, what pieces do you need?
Need some charcoal, some herb, and some few other thing.
All right, done.
Make it 2.
And few other thing.
Charcoal, incense, and some herb.
Some herb? All right. I've got some herb in here.
10
Perfect.
gold pieces worth.
There we are. All set.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna make.
Do I pay you, or do I pay some maybe the money person?
Oh, no, it's quite all right. It's a little something I grabbed from my time in the Underdark. But it is a valuable possession. So, and it keeps the magic users around here supplied, which, well, until yesterday was just me. So,
You are a very
Happily have it.
informative person, and I shake, even though I know there's no slime on it, I shake the stuff off before I put it in my pouch.
okay. That's not a bad idea.
I'm gonna go behind him and ask for the same things.
All right. He happily parses it out to you.
And then my final question is there a brass brazier anywhere around here that we could use?
A brazier, I think.
Brazier.
Brazier.
Oh,
yes.
for fire. Yes.
Otherwise, we're talking like Xena Warrior Princess.
Sorry, I was confused. Now then, I don't think I have one immediately around here, to be honest with you. It's a little large for Squishy to carry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
But
thank you.
I'll see to it that we look for one for you. Now, in the meantime, I have to maintain reality. And he keeps going. Well, we got some rumbling. Okay, we're good.
All right. I turned to Guy and I'm like, do we go join the others now?
I guess so. Maybe
Does
they got the big brass pot in Waterdeep.
Does anybody want to do their walking around? Anything else they want to check out?
Really, all I want to do is I want to take my woodcarver's tools, and yes, I have woodcarver's tools because obviously,
Oh, yeah, because for reasons.
yeah,
That's your
And just-
manicure set.
yeah, and just work on. We're going to a village full of regular people.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on my mask to not be terrifying.
Okay, that's probably a good move.
I will watch Richard do that and kind of like try and be like, oh yeah, to carve a little bit further in here.
You're almost there.
Nope,
I know
that
how to
just got
carve
scary.
wood.
While you're watching Richard, the sword tugs on your mind. Githry,
Yeah.
there is an opportunity for us here. I can feel it. Do you want to go brush up on your sword play?
I would like to get acquainted with this new sword.
All right. I will poke your mind in the right direction. And he urges you to go to the main grounds of the keep.
All right. I walk out onto the main grounds of the keep and look around, try and see if anybody's.
You see a training hall, and he urges you to go there.
I'll follow the urge.
All right. You go inside, and along with a number of different, there's desks and some books for study, and there's a section with a number of different dummies. And part of that section of dummies, there is a scarecrow holding a wooden sword. And as you approach it, it goes.
I will summon the rapier and go into fencing pose.
Excellent. Now, you are going to do a fencing battle with this scarecrow. Here's how this works. You're going to make an attack roll with your standard sword. You're going to follow that up with either an acrobatics or an athletics check. And you're going to let me know how that swing goes and what kind of method you're using in your swordplay. And then depending on the outcome of your acrobatics or athletics roll, that outcome will affect how well you do your movements.
All right. So.
All right, so that's a good swing. How do you want to do this swing? Are you going right in for an attack? Sneak the legs?
I will kind of feign to one direction and then like dart in as he's going to parry my feign
Okay. All right. So are you going to do athletics or acrobatics for that?
Acrobatics.
All right. I accept that. Give me an acrobatics roll. You do incredibly well with it, and he is unable. Let's see if he has an opposing. He is unable to parry that. So he tries to move to block you, but you're too quick, and you make it in, and you tag him on the front of his straw chest, and a little X magically appears on the front. And then it resumes its stance and goes again, but it moves to strike you this time. All right, I want you to make a roll to parry, and you can use acrobatics or athletics. It is coming at you with a sideways slash.
All right. I will try and jump out of the way.
All right, not so much with that roll. So not quite, and it does tag you on the leg, and a little magical X appears on your chest. All right, make your swing. All right, that's good enough to hit him, but let's see, how do you want to hit him?
I will kind of do a like somersault and jab up.
Nice. All right, I like that. Let's see what we got. All right, that's good enough. You tuck and roll. Let's see if he can catch you. He cannot. And you tuck and roll and tag him and throw up another X. He attempts to capitalize, does another swing. He does very poorly on his swing. Go ahead and try to get out of the way of it. He's trying to cut across while you're on the ground. Oh yeah, you nimbly dodge out of the way and he doesn't get another X on you. All right, take your last swing. See if you can put another X on him and win the round. All right, now how are you going to swing this? Give me a move. Paint a picture with your words.
I will kind of leap up from the ground and slash across like the face of the scarecrow.
All right. Give me that acrobatics roll. Okay. You don't quite leap as well as you had hoped.
I'm a halfling. Leaping isn't quite my strong suit.
You're getting there. You're getting. He doesn't do very well on trying to parry you, though. So you do manage to kind of nick him in the neck area. Not quite what you were aiming for, but kind of get there. And then it retreats back, puts the sword at its side, gives you a little bow, and stops as the third X appears. It says, "Very good. A little rusty, but you're getting better. You now have advantage on your sword attacks for the day because you are jazzed up from your training." This is something that you can access as part of the school's facilities each day. You can train with the dummy. If you defeat the dummy, you get a bonus on yours. You get the advantage on your sword attacks for the day.
Sword, I think you and I are going to be close friends.
Oh, I do hope so. All right. Does anybody else want to do anything else today?
As we're walking back, I tap Guy on the shoulder and just remind him, because I forgot at breakfast. I'm like, by the way, if you intend to use that wand anytime soon, you will have to become better acquainted with it, if you catch my drift.
I understand. I think I know what you mean, eh?
All right.
I have to go in the woods and touch my wand for about an hour.
Just gonna keep on walking.
It's not untrue. All right. So you guys are ready to leave. The cart pulls around. There are some supplies inside for you. Cookie has prepared a collection of kind of like barbecue pork buns inside, and they're in a little sack all together for you guys.
Nice. So about how far is it to this Grog Swallow?
Wormspit informs you as his goblins are dressing the cart and preparing your supplies. He says, it is about a day's ride.
Okay.
Excellent.
Right.
I hear it is a troubling place with a devoted church community. But be careful out there.
Okay. My dear friend, were you able to find a healer's kit, perchance?
Oh, yes, of course. In the care package in the cart, there should be one for you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Now then, if there's nothing else you require, I will take my leave and you are free to go on your adventure.
I want to crawl up into the back of the cart when we get moving and spend an hour playing with my wand.
Okay, so you crawl up into the back. Who wants to drive the cart?
I'll take the reins this
Okay.
time.
You're going to take the reins this time? All right. Give me an animal handling.
Oh. All right. Hey.
So the horse is reluctant a little bit at first, but he starts to warm up to you.
Can I use my animal handling to try and get the horse to be a little nicer as well?
Absolutely, you can.
Awesome.
All right,
Ooh.
the horse is warming up to you a bit better now. That gives him a bit of a bonus on that. All right.
Thank you, Richard.
So where does everyone want to sit in this luxurious kind of merchant trader's cart?
My mask is more or less done. I'll sit on the roof. It gives me the best vantage.
All right.
Stuff.
If there's space kind of also up front, I'll sit up there.
All right. So you sit there. There's plenty of space for a halfling to sit next to Penn.
And I'm right in the back, right at the back. Like I'm assuming there's like a little window or something that I can see.
Yeah. There's inside. There's like a seat on one side and a seat on the other side. So you can be on the back
so
seat.
right at the back.
Okay. So you're sitting right at the back. All right. So you guys have a small map charting the direction you need to go, and away you go.
Nice.
So the party sets out. The horse is rather swift and carries you along towards your destination. It's still fairly early morning when you leave, but you're certain it'll be nighttime by the time you arrive. You're moving along the road, and suddenly a pit collapses in front of you, blocking the road. From the bushes leaps a gnoll fighter with a mace and shield and spears on its back, and two what appear to be human soldiers. And he leaps out and he goes, "Rah! You have fallen into the devilish trap of the renowned Guild Rogues Order. We need a better acronym, brothers. Anyways, go Team Growl! I am Rumble Snarl, and this is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. And we are here to fight you."
Why has nobody shot him yet?
Kindly give up all of your loot and... That's our cart!
No, it's our cart.
Can I use intimidation?
No, Daryl, that's our cart, right? Then we stole it fair and square, and then the other guys beat the crap out of us and took it.
Then it's not really your cart.
You can certainly use intimidation if you like.
Okay. Oh no.
You're gonna have to wake up pretty early in the morning before you can intimidate Team Growl.
Can I attempt to...
Now surrender and die peacefully.
Can I see this happening and attempt to make peace with these fellows?
Certainly you can.
All right. Do you want me to make the roll or the explanation first?
Give me the explanation and then the roll, and I'll tell you how well it goes off.
I've seen these kind of guys before. Kashano. So I know what exactly how to appease this kind of person. So I'm just gonna be like, we have heard stories of your traveling band, and we are actually quite amazed at the craftsmanship of this trap. Like, well done. I'd honestly like to learn more from you if we could, sit down and have a conversation.
Now you see, this is exactly the thing I was talking about. Daryl and I were telling Daryl that it's all about brand appearance, and we just gotta grow it. We gotta stick to it. Daryl, we've been telling you, gotta grow the brand. And neither of the Daryls talk. They just kind of one nods and one shakes his head.
I'm gonna just agree with everything they're saying. I'm gonna be like, you know what, you're absolutely right. I believe you guys aren't getting exactly what you're due. Like, I'd be happy to donate a few gold. We're really on an important mission right now, but I'd happily toss y'all like 10 gold to just help y'all get that brand out there because I believe in you guys. I do, like, truly.
All right, so that charisma roll pans out through it, and he kind of pops up his chest a little bit and gets a little smirk on his face, and he goes, "Ha ha ha! Pretty clever, little man, but I'm not gonna let you get away with just a couple of gold. This business is all about word of mouth. I need you to tell everyone that you were robbed by Team Growl. Tell 5 friends, and they'll tell 5 friends, and it just grows, right, Daryl?" Daryl nods in confirmation.
If we tell them that they heard, or if they tell you that they heard it from us, will you give them a 20% discount on what you take from them? Maybe. I think that would do great for you.
Referrals are an excellent source of business.
Daryl, I told you we need a referral program. Why didn't we think of that? You guys are really smart.
If you really want to get out there, what you need to do is print off coupons. Just fly them across town.
Mm-hmm.
These are good ideas. And Daryl, write this down.
I tell you what, gentlemen.
Starts writing down on some parchment.
I tell you what, gentlemen, if you forget about the gold, we ourselves will craft up some coupons for you on our way, and we'll make sure to spread the word for you if you just help us out of here.
Oh, geez, you guys would do that for us? You're the best people we've ever robbed. I told you this was a good road. All right. You are officially spokespeople for Team Growl.
Of course.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Be sure to tell everyone about it. Now, I hope to hear from you real quick. Now, you just need to move your cart around the pit trap. It's pretty easy. It's only about 2 feet deep.
Okay.
Daryl's not a very good digger.
Well, Daryl should be ashamed.
Daryl's giving him the squint eyes.
Oh,
man, you're not.
I can't wait.
I'm part dog, and I can dig better than you.
I can't wait to tell everybody that we were robbed by Team Growl. This is unbelievable.
I mean, truly, it's an honor.
I mean, Team Growl for the win.
These people get it. Thank you. This is an excellent day. And they go back and they're like high-fiving each other. This is what it's all about. We're really getting somewhere. The dream is coming.
Oh God, I love this.
All right. Well, you guys have a good day. Be sure to tell everyone about it.
Of course.
All right. We'll rob you next time.
Have we been on this road more than an hour?
It was about 3 hours out by the time you guys arrived.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Penn, you said you were taking us past?
Yes, I already know where this is going.
Yeah, about 100 feet away. I lean out the back door. I kind of heard what was going on. I don't care.
Okay.
This seems like the perfect chance to try.
I can't wait.
Oh, man.
All right. 81. With a roll of 81, the Wand of Wonder spins and beeps and boops.
Oh,
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, bop, 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 boop, bop, 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 bop.
And I laugh and reach out the window and I turn.
And Guy turns invisible.
Yeah.
I turn around in the cart and I'm like, I heard something. I'm like, has anyone seen Guy? Did we lose Guy?
He was just back there a moment ago.
Yeah, he cast invisibility on himself.
Yeah, no, I'm the guard. I feel like this is a big ball drop on my part.
You hear from the back of the cart, the pale green one make me invisible, apparently.
I'm just gonna. I'm like, you were playing with your wand again, weren't you? Or for the first time, as it were.
I was. The worst part is I am invisible now, so nobody can watch me do it.
You say that's the worst part.
Everyone says a
Sounds
sigh
like the
of
best
relief.
part.
I'm just gonna keep on trucking.
All right. You guys keep on trucking. The rest of the trip is fairly uneventful. You're not accosted by Team Growl again. And eventually you make your way to Grogswallow. And the town is very clean when you arrive. People are walking around reading holy books. Everybody's dressed very piously. And it's just a calm, peaceful evening in the town. in the town square, there is a statue. And the statue appears to be a likeness of the girl from the sketch on the mission pamphlet that you received. And it says, "Our Savior," underneath. And we will
I
now
swear to
take
God, every time.
and now we will take a break. And we will be back in a couple minutes.
Awesome.
And too many warlocks will find out what is going on in this town.
Oh, awesome. Our job is going to be to kidnap their goddess. This is going to be excellent.
Let's roll some dice on Table Tales. Woo! Hello everyone and welcome back to Table Tales. On the last episode, if you missed it, I'll throw a link in the down there part. We talked about how when I was running my game shop, I decided to create this school, this organization for new players to come in and be a part of, just something to tie them back to the game and keep them coming back. We're going to expand on that today. We're going to talk about the lessons that I inputted for my new players for their first time playing the game. And I've got these handy visual aids here, so let's go through it. So when you first brought people in, I would sign them into groups. The first thing I would do is I would check the kind of level everybody was at. If people were experienced players, I would give them the option to skip the first section. And if they wanted to skip the first section, it'd be just like Adventurers League. I'd roll them into a regular group. If they didn't want to skip the first section, I would take them through everything. So the story would be that there would be young adventurers eager to start out, and they'd be coming out of Waterdeep, and they'd be going to this Avalon Knights Academy because they had received word that this is the place to go for new adventurers to get their feet wet, to get them started out in the world, and potentially link themselves to an organization that will keep giving them work in the adventuring world. So they're brand new adventurers, they're looking to start out. For my new players, what I did is I had basically pre-made blank character sheets of all kind of classes with the personality traits and all the backup information left wide open for them. So they could build who their character was as a personality as they went, and they didn't get bogged down in mechanics when they were making the character to start with. So once the characters arrived at the school, there'd be a colorful cast of school administrators running around. Of course, Cookie would be there if you're familiar with him from the stream. And the school was staffed with characters that me and my other people, my friends who are running as dungeon masters in the store, the school was staffed with people who were characters in our previous campaigns that we'd played. So, they'd be coming in as grizzled adventurers looking to help people out with their own personality traits, and from those experiences, little things about the school grew. Like, my one friend had a wizard called Baracus, and Baracus was a sleazy shyster who sold makeshift potions out of his robe all the time. So in our game that we played with Baracus, it came to be that Baracus's potions had basically a wild magic effect if you drank them. So those were inputted into the game through that. And of course, Cookie was an NPC that I'd run on numerous other games, and everybody begged me to put Cookie in, so Cookie ended up being in there. So all these organic experiences kind of came up just from us introducing the characters we played previously, and it really fleshed out the experience for the players and really made it an interesting world. So once the players got to this point and they set up, they were basically in this throng of gathered new adventurers, and they would be asked to come forward and grab a colored ball out of a box. And lo and behold, the colored ball that they pulled out matched the colors of all the other adventurers that were at the table. That's how I made the groups. That was the logic. It doesn't require a lot of setup. Everybody's there to learn. You're good to go. Once everybody got there, as we can see here, we folded everybody into the first encounter. So the first encounter was combat training. Once the class was the group, the class, whatever, was set up, they would be brought together by their instructor, and their instructor would transport them to a training hall. In their training hall, they would each be assigned, for the first lesson of combat, one goblin. Now, the story that I put behind this was that when the owners of the academy settled the school, there was a goblin tribe in the area, and the goblin tribe was known as the Rusty Shank tribe. Rather than exterminating them, they managed to come to an agreement with the goblin tribe. They would exchange them food and supplies and general protection. In exchange, they would help them with their training exercises. So I would always really play it up that these goblins were like covered in padding and like cooking pots and all this kind of stuff. And they'd basically be the training dummies for the students. So lesson 1 was pretty basic. Each student was assigned a goblin, as you can see on this page here. They were in-game. They were told to defeat the goblin. Out of game, the dungeon master would explain to them the different things that they can do in combat. So you can move, you can cast spells, you can do distractions, you can do a skill check to find out something about the person you're fighting. Basically lay out all the basic things that you can do on a turn. And then they would be allowed to experience it until eventually they defeated all the goblins that they had available. For lesson 2, we changed it up a little bit. I always called lesson 2 advanced combat tactics. So we changed things up just a little bit further for the players. Again, they're fighting the same Rusty Shank goblins, but they would have raised platforms, they would have them on behind cover, and they would have little hazards, things like traps, fire pits, and that kind of thing. And at this point, we would let the characters know that it is possible to push and move creatures. You can use skill checks to climb up walls and get up on higher places. The advantages of being in cover or firing from cover. Sometimes there's creatures that you can't see, but they can still see you and shoot at you. And it gets into the kind of tactics and the meat and potatoes of how combat works and the kind of things that you will encounter and the kind of ways that you can counter difficult situations. So that was the basics of how that one was set up. And once they had defeated this round of it, and then this one they were all able to work together, it wasn't one-on-one, they got into the final round. Now, the final round was the same map as the first, just basic wide open. But rather than 3 goblins, I actually had them fight, and I don't have a visual for
Keep it up.
So who is this mysterious woman the warlocks must find? Why is there so much chocolate in Penn's glass? Let's find out.
Hello, and welcome back to Too Many Warlocks. When last we left our heroes, they had just come across the town of Gogswallow, only to find a very pious religious town where everybody keeps to themselves, and a statue in the town square of the girl they have come to find, with the inscription saying Savior underneath. And now we join our adventure already in progress. So you kind of stop the cart at the town square, and you're all looking at this statue and kind of looking at this drawing, and it all matches.
Are we too late?
You said
Swear
there's... Oh, go ahead.
Swear to God, every time we go out and find a missing person, they turn out to be some kind of god. Bunch of bullshit is what it is.
You don't think they want us to take the statue back, do you?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no, but we'll always keep that option open.
How big is the statue?
It's quite large.
We'd only be able to take back the head.
Did they? I'm gonna leaf through the docket, and I'm like,
The request came anonymously. You are looking specifically for the girl. She is described as no older than 13 years of age, and she is known as Annabelle.
So known as what? Sorry,
Annabelle.
Annabelle. Okay, I thought you said Anna the Elder at 13. I thought, wait a minute.
How old do these people live till?
17 days.
Miss Kithry, I think you were saying something. Oh,
Oh, she might have
She
frozen.
froze.
That's okay. We'll just proceed.
You said there's very pious people walking around this area?
Yeah, everyone appears to be reading some kind of religious text and wearing very formal robes.
Okay, starting with the very most formal, I am still in the back of the cart casting out the little space, casting thaumaturgy at them, making them huge farting noises behind the most pious looking ones.
Okay. It happens. And all of the people start to giggle about it. They think it's all pretty funny. And a crowd kind of gathers to see if it will happen again.
Oh yeah, I'm sitting in the back of the cart just peeking out the window, the next most pious looking one.
Eventually, when the sounds happen, there's a roar of like giggles and laughter and people are clapping.
Mon ami, I love my job. Eh?
well, so much for stealth.
Still was an option.
I would suggest that perhaps now would be a very good time for stealth. They are a bit distracted, and I lean out again and pick the oldest, most pious woman in their area. She's next.
And then they're all laughing and giggling and clapping.
Do we see if we looked around, would there be like a large building that would appear more like a church, like a large cathedral maybe?
There are a number of roles that you can do. Have a look around.
All right.
You're welcome to make those.
All right, let's see. Oh, well,
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
blind.
You're like, this looks like a town to me. Like, I don't know, guys. This is very town-like.
I'm going to give a quick perception check.
Okay.
Just, see if one of my weird eyes can see anything
Okay.
normal eyes can't.
Richard, what do your weird eyes see?
Pretty much nothing.
He's just too funny back there with those fart jokes.
Yes, they're just
So
like,
I'm kind of just spaced out. What is it that we're looking for?
I think we are trying to find the little girl that goes with that great big statue.
Ah.
And then we have to take her away without the rest of the town killing us.
Well,
I knew 2,500 gold was too much for just go get the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's always this way.
It is. That's why we do this, because it's not boring.
all right. Does anybody want to do an investigation or a perception check? Anyone else other than Richard and Penn? Who?
I will look around.
I feel like our investigator should also investigate.
I'm waiting till the rest of you do your thing.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. Did we give Guy too much responsibility?
This is entirely possible.
You see, you guys, you trust your own perception. You look out with your own eyes. Don't do that. Ask the local. And I open the back door and lean out and pick somebody. Hey, where's the church for that lady there? We want worship. Eh?
Our savior.
That's the one.
Annabelle. Yes, of course.
Oh, yes, all hail to Annabelle. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Annabelle resides in the cathedral. And he kind of passed the statue just further along in the town square.
You mean the huge building at the end of the square that nobody else saw?
Yeah, that big one. It's hard to see it past the statue.
Okay, you see.
Did you see the funny noises?
I did very much. That was very funny. That's why I want to worship with you guys. Anybody that laugh at fart is good with me. Eh?
It was really funny. It was very enjoyable.
Oh, I am like that very much. Eh? Maybe, maybe it happens some more. You just watch, eh?
Oh, all right. We'll definitely be watching for it. Good luck going to see Annabelle. She's our savior.
As I'm walking away, I'm thinking, I don't like the way he said that. Back in the cart, up to the front of the cart, and point at the big building at the end of the street. It's that one right there. Eh?
Yeah. Did we hear that conversation, or was that just them?
I say you guys, they weren't being hushed. You probably could hear it.
It's only the length of a cart, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like that either, but I'm gonna hitch along and try to head towards the cathedral anyway.
All right, Richard, did you have something to say about this? I saw you moving your hands, but it wasn't.
Oh no, we're not a cult. We're a community.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the time I was worshipped.
All right, as you guys are moving through the
Tuesday
town,
ever.
you notice that all of the taverns, the brothels, accounting houses are all boarded up.
Oh.
Well, this doesn't seem like a very fun town to live in.
I know, no brothels. Guy must be upset.
It's like weeping in the back of the cart. Have you ever seen anything so sad?
I have to spend another hour playing with my wand. Eh? Not because I have to, but because I want to.
every anything that is, like a tavern or a brothel or, dedicated with paperwork and bureaucracy is all boarded up and shut down.
So pretty much anything remotely adult.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
It looks like the morality of police have taken over. Oh, this isn't going to go well.
So you arrive at the cathedral, and there are a number of people praying on the stairs outside, just kind of worshiping, bowing their heads up and down. And the massive doors are closed.
Is there somewhere to kind of hitch the cart?
Oh yeah, there's a place you can set up the cart.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull up to that then and, kind of start to get off and look at the others and see, if they're coming.
All right. Is everyone coming along?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you step off and you make your way towards the cathedral. There are a number of people praying, but they take no notice of you. They just continue their worship.
Are some of them like on lower steps and some of them are up closer to the door?
Yeah.
Does it appear that there's a hierarchy?
Well, that's very interesting. Would you like to do an investigation check to see?
I would like very much to do an investigation check to see that.
Certainly. With your 14 investigation, you notice that the ones that are further up on the steps have a collection of offerings, and the ones further up the steps have larger collections of offerings.
Okay, mostly stuff or gold or
stuff, gold, trinkets, bits of jewelry, but not really expensive jewelry, like little glittering trinkets and all kinds of things. Some of it's gold, some of it looks very valuable, some of it just looks really pretty.
I turn to these guys in as quiet a voice as Guy has. I think we are supposed to bribe our way in, eh?
Perhaps there's a back door? Does it look like there might be a rear entrance or side entrance?
You'd have to make your way around to investigate.
How about you guys stay here and I'll duck around and see what the back of the building looks like.
Real quick, someone's got audio interference.
Somebody's got a whistle.
Richard, I think you have a super sensitive microphone. Is what's going on.
Okay.
Would you mind going push Chuck?
There you go.
Maybe, just maybe, I'm going to turn to her and say you should take the lead investigator with you. I just really would hate to see one of us off on our own if we can help it, but it's completely up to you.
The buddy system is an excellent idea. That's what my grandfather always said.
I like this idea because I'm pretty sure I'm faster than her, eh?
But I can hide behind you.
That's true.
You could also stab me in the ass and slow me down, but maybe we don't do this, eh? Let's go have a look around the back and maybe find a cheaper way in.
All right. So Team Kithrigi are going around back. What is Team Penn Richard doing?
Is there anybody walking around that isn't praying? Like, is there anybody in the vicinity just kind of walking by?
There are two very large men guarding the door.
Um, man, I'm gonna turn to Richard and say, I'd really like to ask maybe one of the people near the bottom what appeases their savior, so maybe that if they don't find a way in, we know exactly how to get in.
Okay. You can certainly do that.
Seems with a shot.
Okay, so I'm going to very gently just kind of put my hand on the shoulder of someone at the bottom and just, excuse me.
Yes.
We are new to the town, and we've traveled far to worship our savior, Miss Annabelle. But sadly, we're new, and we're unaware of what exactly makes her happiest. We're trying to figure out the best offerings to offer. We see some people up there, but we're trying to determine what's the best offering for such an esteemed savior as ours.
Oh, Annabelle saved all of us.
Oh,
This
yes.
town was a wretched, sinful place before she came along. But now she's made it all better. Annabelle loves little trinkets. She likes ribbons and bows and pretty things, small animal carvings and jewelry.
Okay. Thank you very much. Praise
All
be
manner of
Annabelle.
things like these. Praise be Annabelle. She is our savior.
So I'm going to turn back to Richard and fill him in on that.
All right. I want you to do an insight check on this person.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't pick up on it.
Oh, man, I love it.
All right. So, Team
So,
Kithrigy. Oh, sorry. You had something, Richard? Go ahead.
so trinkets. What do you have?
Other than this ring that I got in the last place we were, the most pretty, well, honestly, the most pretty thing we have is Guy, but he also happens to be in possession of our wand, which really, honestly, is the most shiny, pretty thing that we have, other than a few gems and gold and the such, unless you can carve animals out of your arm.
No, but I can carve pretty much anything out of a block of wood. It's not super easy to grow. You know this.
You could probably just find some wood. I'm coming through it. Somebody.
Now somebody's getting an echo. Does somebody have the page open or something? Or audio playing off there?
Okay, I think we're good. All right. Yeah, I was in. All right. So, yeah, do you want to go get a piece of wood to carve up?
Oh,
Yeah.
mime D&D. That's an interesting challenge.
That is an interesting challenge. We got to go with push to talk or something. All right. So you can do that. That's certainly available. So we'll go back to Kithrigy team. Kithrigy, you guys are sneaking around back.
Just looking for any back doors, windows.
You're moving around back, and there is there's the entrance to the cathedral, and to the side where you guys start to sneak around back, there's a graveyard area, and there is a side servant's entrance that leads out into the graveyard area for maintenance. As you're going around that area, a man and a woman walk out and begin hanging some robes on a laundry line.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I am thinking a number of things, most of which involve those two people not going back inside the same way they came out.
Or perhaps we wait for them to go back inside and then we take the robes and haha, we have a disguise.
That's a better plan than beating them up and going in with their clothes on, yes. I don't want to be rude, but we're really gonna have to hem the hell out of that one robe for you, eh?
Well, or I could I guess maybe hide under somebody else's robe.
Oh, don't give me any ideas. Maybe it would be better if maybe me and Penn, we kind of look like everybody else in this town. Maybe we can I don't know. Maybe we get inside and then let you guys in this back door here.
Possibly.
Are you guys stealthed?
I don't really do stealth.
Well, give me a stealth check. Because you guys are having a conversation by these
In the
people.
middle of the
They
street.
notice you.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, not stealthy. Yeah, nope.
All right. So the man is going through the laundry and the woman is hanging it. And the woman notices you guys and says, "Oh, praise Annabelle. Are you from out of town?"
Yes, praise Annabelle. We made the journey here just to see her.
"Oh, thank you so much."
We were hoping to see them without all the fuss and the bother and the pomp and circumstance in the front room, eh?
"Oh, it's very
More
unfortunate.
private, eh?
We are Annabelle's servants. We're allowed in and out. Everyone else must pay her tribute in order to get a meeting with her. If you really want to enjoy the best the city has to offer, there is a cottage in the woods to the south of town that you should really see. It's very special and unique. Annabelle has not yet touched it there, but I imagine she will make it so much better when she does."
So to be clear, all we have to do to get an audience with Annabelle is pay sort of some money and get in the front door and then private audience?
Yes, she does like offerings and things, but I would really recommend going to see that cottage.
Do I get a sense like is this like misleading? Is this
Insight
like
this. Insight this shit. You can play Dungeons and Dragons all you want.
Oh, look at that.
These
No
people
problem.
are terrified. And you're not entirely sure why. You get the impression that they want to tell you to go to this place without outright telling you to go there.
Okay.
But they seem very visibly shaken and frightened. And you can tell that they're choosing all of their words very carefully.
So, Guy, I think we should go visit this cottage, see the sights, and yeah.
It's quite nice, and you may find some treasures there to give to Annabelle.
Okay, this makes absolutely no sense, but I'm going to follow you. Okay, here we go. Walking away from the place we just came to look at. Okay.
Everything makes sense once you've met Annabelle. And then they continue handing.
So these people are really weird.
They are cultists, eh? You seem to you seem to suddenly change your mind about them partway through. You see something? Eh?
I'll be kind of whispering this to Guy.
Sure. You could always get on the party line and
I'll bend down.
They seemed really scared and like they wanted us to go to the cottage, but didn't want like to really say it.
And that thing about finding trinkets there for Annabelle, that was kind of weird too, eh?
Yeah. I was initially thinking maybe like creepy town worshipping small child, but maybe there's creepy child instead, and town is appeasing her.
Well, I mean, if we are lucky and she is in that little cabin instead of here, it will be easier to kidnap. I mean, to find a way to get her back to the people who love her very much, eh?
True.
How far around this corner are they, would you say?
They're pretty far around. It's a larger building. So while they're having that discussion, you guys are looking for a piece of wood to carve, and they're making their way back to you.
Oh.
So you guys have found a piece of wood, and I imagine Richard is working away at it, trying to carve a particular animal. And Guy and Kithri come back up to you guys.
Ah, what did you guys find?
Well, there is a side entrance. Good
Mhm.
news. Seems to be servant entrance. Sounds like we need to give some kind of trinkets or stuff if we want to come in the main and see Annabelle. But a couple of the servants kind of indicated there is a cottage out in the woods that we should go visit.
We're
Okay.
very convinced we should go there first. They were on and on about it. Like a vegan telling you they're a vegan over and over and over. It was like that.
It was a lot like that.
And you two believe we should do this?
I think it's not less fun than doing anything else.
Okay. And I'm going to turn to Richard and say, well, what do you think, Richard, and see what his progress is and tell the others. We've already started working on a trinket ourselves, actually.
Yeah, quick question. What kind of roll would I need for a quality of trinket?
Choose a skill, make your case, and make the roll.
It's definitely not athletics. That would be the worst.
I punched the wood into the shape of a bear.
Trying to. I feel like I'd actually be able to get away with deception.
Deception?
Yeah, you're trying to carve something as realistic and as lifelike as possible. Being able to use deception as a kind of tool, as just for making it look as such, such as if we were to suddenly carve something to look like an egg and then painted it to look exactly like an egg and replace an egg. And I'm using egg in this sentence way too much.
Partial credit. I like where your head's at. Give it a roll.
Okay. Deception. Oh, I rolled twice by accident. Either
That's okay.
way,
Neither of
it
them
was
are good.
terrible.
Neither of
That
them
is
are
a
good.
piece of
So
wood.
it's this like partially formed hunk of wood he kind of holds up to everybody.
Yeah, I'm
Very
getting
good.
nowhere.
Yeah, maybe we should get the trinkets that are at the cottage.
Okay. Was there
I'll
anything?
go with key 3. You two look like people.
All right. If you really wish to split up again, yes, key 3 and I. Well, it'll be much too far to communicate by mine, but
Well, or we can all head out.
we can
Come
if
back.
that's right.
Could all,
I mean,
we could all go together.
Cathedral
Absolutely.
doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Was there
Also-
anything else around the corner?
I was just going to say, do you want we should go back and steal those robes?
There was a clothesline in the
Robes.
graveyard.
Do they tell me this?
Yes.
Yeah, two of us at least can look like the adherents.
What are you guys going to tell them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
just
Yeah,
more
so
or less
you
did.
learn about the clothesline in the graveyard.
There's a graveyard. I'd
You look
oddly
like
skip over the
something like
rope
that.
part.
He's just unusually excited about this graveyard.
I did not see this dark side of you before, but yeah, right around the back here.
It's always interesting to see. You never know what you'll find among the no longer living, but we can deal with that later. Yeah, if there's robes, though, that I believe if possible, we should acquire those. You never know who we might need to blend in with.
All right. Are you guys going to go try and get the ropes?
I just realized something. I don't really need them.
Hmm.
I step into an alley between two buildings and step back out looking like I'm wearing the robes of the church.
Ah,
We got mask of many faces.
absolutely.
Ooh, impressive. Well, do we still need more? Or do you think that's going to be enough?
I am not capable of just changing my appearance. So.
Nor am I. So I guess to the robes we go.
Yeah, minor illusion is as far as I go.
All right.
So
Well, I think if two of us, we are the followers, and we are bringing the new recruit to the cabin for special treatment. Maybe they let us in.
That sounds good. Richard, I hate to say it, but I'm afraid that you, of all people, probably wouldn't look the most in place here.
No, did my big wooden mask give that away?
I think you're beautiful.
That's heartwarming.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at them and say, Do you believe that the people that were watching the cloaks are still going to be there? Should we all try to go, or would you rather go individually for betterment of stealth?
It's getting late, and the sun is beginning to set.
Well, I suspect they are servant. They are probably back inside doing servant things. Eh?
Probably.
Okay. Let's go around then. I guess we can all go.
I look like this. Maybe they think I'm one of them. Eh? And I'll walk just bold as brass, walk into the backyard, take them off the robe, and throw one over each shoulder and just walk out like I own the place.
The servants aren't there anymore, and nobody takes notice of you. As the night falls, everybody kind of retreats to their homes.
Perfect. So we now have 3 robes.
Yes, you do.
Wringing them out a little bit as I bring them back, because they just hung them out, so they're probably still kind of
still a little damp.
You could probably dry those, couldn't you?
Oh, sure. I could do the prestidigitate, the prestidigitate. You know what? It's been a long time since I had any beer. We need some beer before I go, eh? I can hardly speak. I'm slurring my word. I'm so sober.
The town is dry.
Oh, we are leaving immediately, eh?
Yeah, that hits home for you, Guy.
No brothel, no bar. I don't like this place at all.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and climb on the cart and go ahead and start getting it unhitched and prepared to go. I'm going to assume that you follow.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you go to the south to follow along with the directions you were given to find this cottage. As you exit the town to the south, you come across a very large gnarled tree. And hanging from the tree is 4 bodies. They are desiccated and dry and swinging in the wind.
They look horribly familiar.
No.
Oh. Not us.
They don't look horribly familiar. But carved, scratched into the arm of the tree, it says heretics.
Why do people always disrespect trees?
They're the heretics. But you notice that some of these people are wearing the robes of a magister.
So a different religion than the robes we've got, right?
Yep. The robes of a magister, like somebody who would run a town.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm taking out a pamphlet from the Church of Herbie because I have 20 of them, and I'm just going to tuck it behind a piece of bark behind one of these bodies.
Just tuck it in there. Church of Herbie's really the way to go.
Yeah.
you write on the cover of it, no hangings. It's just like you got to know your audience.
237 days since the last scourging.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just look at the 4 as we're past. Are we still passing, or do we stop here?
You're passing slow. You can stop if you like.
Unless they specifically say anything, I'm going to keep passing, but I'm just going to kind of, as I'm passing, be like, it's a shame. That's 4 perfectly good components. Just keep going.
There's those corpses. Yeah, they're not going to say or do anything for a long time.
As we pass, I'm going to use Eldritch Sight to see if there's anything magical about the tree or the corpses.
Nothing magical about the tree or the corpses, but there's almost a magic fog hanging over the town.
That's weird.
And your sight makes it look like that fog is filled with eyes.
I will stop looking at it. So somebody or something might be watching. There's magic and eyes all around. If you use Mage
Eyes?
Sight. Yeah.
An
audience? Down at my book.
He hears that there might be an audience and
starts looking around, just like
primping.
As you guys move through the forest, the sun begins to set, and you're reaching this dark, kind of foreboding place. And in the clearing, there is a broken down cottage. So inscribed on the road and in the ground around the cottage are various black runes, each one depicting a closed eyelid. And then they're covering the cottage.
I'm going to take out my just some of my paper from my scholars pack and just kind of jot down, just roughly sketch what some of these look like, because I've never seen this before.
All right.
So again, I'll use Eldritch Sight to see if there's something coming off of these runes. Any
When
magic.
using magical sight, the entire place disappears.
Oh. I will relay that to the group. So yeah, it's not visible to at mage sight.
So either it's so unmagical, it's invisible, or doesn't exist at all.
Or these runes make it so you can't like scry or.
That is the third less popular option, yes.
It seems
I think this is where our Imperious leader, he imperiously lead, I think.
There is a
Okay.
light in the window, and someone is moving around inside.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the others and say, would you like for me to go forward alone to see how this goes, or would you be okay with taking the cart into this circle?
If you're going in, I'm coming with.
Why don't we all go in?
All right.
Strength in numbers.
So I'm just
I will go in, but I'm going in last, eh?
Yeah, I remember the last time we went to a cabin in the woods, Guy.
2 times, the last 2 times you and I went into a place, it collapsed in on itself and damn near killed the both of us, eh? I'm
You're
staying
not
near the
wrong.
door.
So I'm just gonna hitch slowly and just pat that horse. Like, all right.
All right. So you make your way up the road towards the house. There's a rickety wooden door on it.
I'm gonna climb down. You said there was someone moving in the window.
Yeah, it looks. You can see through the window that there's a light, and it kind of moves around a little bit.
I'm also going to get down
Okay.
and just kind of stand, not in front of the door, but a bit to the side of the door.
Okay.
And give it a light tapping.
Mhm.
All right. Nobody answers.
In that case, I am going to reach out with my mind into the house in the area where we kind of saw the light moving, and just a very casual, we mean you no harm. We are here. We were sent by the town folk. We are from out of town.
They're not kidding me. Who stay away from here?
We're here to help. May we enter your home?
Who are you?
We come from the Avalon Knights Academy. We are 4 traveling warlocks, and we have come to try to rectify whatever is so horribly wrong with this town.
Oh, Jamie got the message out. All right, come in. And this old man opens up the door, and you are startled because he's tattooed with these runes all over him.
I'm just going to immediately take out my sword.
He says, "Ugh!"
I'm just gonna kind of put my hand on Richard's shoulder and just be like, I think we're okay. He seems like, kosher.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to startle anyone, but it's the only way you can hide from her.
I'm going to retract my blade.
You gonna throw out friends, Guy?
I was just going to wait. I clicked the button too quickly.
Okay.
I was waiting
You
for
clicked
it
too fast. Okay. It's the only way you can hide from her. You gotta just come inside. I'll explain everything.
I'll go in first.
I'll hop down and follow in after.
All right. So you guys all get inside, and there's a small rickety table with enough room for everybody to sit. And he invites you all to sit. And he says, "My daughter and I, we got a plan together. Did you see the town?
Yes, we saw the town.
It's weird, right?
Is your daughter Annabelle?
No,
Oh, good.
Annabelle's my granddaughter.
Oh, shit.
Jamie's my daughter. She works as a servant now in the cathedral. Annabelle wasn't always like this. She was a happy girl. It's not the greatest town to live in, but it was more or less safe. But something happened. Somebody in town got drunk. A shrine was destroyed. And then one night, Annabelle changed. She was different. She knew everything that was going on. She had power over people. And then things got out of hand really quickly.
Of course it did.
She sees
Give it-
everything. I managed to escape the town and hide out here, but my daughter and her husband, they're still in there. They're trapped. We know this isn't Annabelle. That's why we needed to get a message out. We need somebody to get her and bring her back so we can stop whatever's happened to her. I think Annabelle's possessed.
What shrine was destroyed, if you know?
It was an old dwarven protection shrine, back from way back when the crafters used to be here.
Hmm.
Story was that they had struck down a demon and sealed it away. We all assumed it was a legend.
All right.
We live in a world full of magic, and you assumed a story about people hunting and down and trapping a demon was a legend.
Look, it's not a very
You
fancy
group of
town.
morons.
All
What's-
right, look, I found a lot of religion real quick.
What's done is done. We're here for what we must do. We cannot, we can't focus on what happened other than for information. We have to just move forward from here and hope we can remedy this horrible, horrible thing.
If you can capture her and get her out of the reach of the townsfolk and do an exorcism ritual. I managed to find one. I've got all the components and the ritual here. If we've got somebody who's good with magic, we can do it. But she's got to be away from the townspeople. They guard her and they protect her with their lives. They're not bad people. They're just under control. They're scared.
You have an exorcism ritual.
I do.
Is it required to be done here?
No, it can be done anywhere, as long as you can get her away from people who will interrupt it.
Okay.
So where is she being kept right now, eh?
In the cathedral. She has a special room there.
As we understand it, we just have to kind of pay to get in to see her.
If you can pay tribute, you can get inside and ask her for favors.
How? I'm looking him up and down. I'm like, you seem to have figured out how to remain undetected. How exactly does that work?
After this happened, I started looking into more old dwarven legends. And I found these old dwarven runes that are supposed to block people from magic sight. So I put them everywhere.
All right. Do you have any way other than permanently tattooing them on you that you have found is there any like mobile way to put that on individuals?
Like a necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pass me a
Bracelet?
knife? I'll just carve it into my arm.
That could work. And he goes to the fireplace and he gets like a charcoal stick and he's like, I could put one on each of your foreheads, and that should work for short term.
Okay.
You'll still be visible to the naked eye, though.
That's fine.
I'll grab a knife. I can carve into the wood.
Yeah, that works too. But those of you who don't have wood parts, I'm going to need to do a little artwork on you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna lean forward with my forehead and like remove my hat a little bit.
All right. He inscribes it on you very carefully.
All right.
All right.
And
Who's next?
I drop my disguised self, go back to my normal self without the robe on, realizing that was probably really offensive to him, and lean forward and try not to get it on the hair, eh?
Of course, I'll be very careful. There we go.
And I immediately find a piece of glass, make sure he got it straight.
It looks pretty straight.
Well, I suppose it's my turn.
All right. There we go. Okay, so you should be blocked from her magical sight now.
I'm going to look at everyone's foreheads and carve the rune into my arm.
There you go.
Just,
To be safe.
yeah.
Does anyone but me think we just fell for a very elaborate April Fool's joke? Eh? We now walk back into town with the hash on our head. You're not locals, are you? No, why? How did you know?
I think this might be more valuable in the long run, especially if, and I turn to the gentleman, I'm like, we, at least two of us I know, are ritual casters. We can perform an exorcism. However, we would need both the spell itself and the components, because I believe that it would be better to try to perform it somewhere there and maybe just bar everyone out than to really try to pull someone who may be unwilling away through a town full of angered people.
Right, but it's going to be tough going. They're all going to try to kill you.
We're accustomed to that.
All right. And he hands you a pouch with all of the components and the ritual inside.
Cool. Thank you.
So,
Let's just go to Waterdeep and sell that.
Exorcism kit. Get your exorcism kit.
so Keith 3,
Mm-hmm.
would you mind checking to see if the hiding from magic sight works?
Ah, cool. So I will use
Very clever.
Eldritch Sight to see if I can see any of my companions.
When you put on the Eldritch Sight, it's like you're just standing in the forest all by yourself.
Well, I'm just in the woods. There is no one here and no cottage. So I think it works.
How elaborate is this symbol?
It's not terribly elaborate.
Like, could I write it down on a piece of paper, like in a minute or so?
Yeah, you could probably trace it down if you need it in the future.
Take a piece of parchment and just do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write it down real quick and just stuff it in my one of my tomes in my bag just for later.
Certainly.
All right, so I'm gonna look to the others and say, it's night. As much as I love the night, I don't like doing things at night if I don't have to. So, would you like to go right before daybreak, or would you prefer to just go in the quiet and darkness of the night?
We're dealing with a child. Best chance for us is at night.
It's one vote for night.
Probably less people around. Everybody's gone to bed and stuff.
All right.
In a town with no brothel and no tavern, I'm sure they all go to bed pretty early. Eh?
All right, night it is. We will go. And I turn to the older man, and I'm just like, is there anything else that we should know or be taking with us?
Just be careful. She's gonna try and fool you. But she's not a little girl anymore. There's something else inside her.
Duly noted.
So
And
just to be clear, you want us to bring her back here?
I want you to get whatever's in her out so we can get something back to normal in this town.
Okay, that is a different thing, eh?
You can do it there, or you can bring her out somewhere else to do the ritual, but you have everything you need.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm just going to turn right around and head back out to the cart then.
All right.
I'm just gonna say, let's make like me and leave.
Oh. Dun. All right.
Thank you. I've been waiting since all of last time to use that.
You guys make it back. The town is fairly quiet. There are still the guards at the main door of the cathedral.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, where is our cart currently? Did we like pull up to the cathedral? Or?
Wherever you would like to place it. If you want to park it right outside, you can do that, or you can park it outside of town and try to ninja in.
I'm gonna try before we get to town. I'm gonna say I think we should leave the cart outside and try to be as quiet as possible going in.
Yeah, Kitri and I can show you where the back door is. We don't have to go with the bouncers in the front.
Mhm.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead preemptively though and put on that robe just in case.
Sure thing.
Suggest that Keithru do the same.
I will put on the robe and
You
like
just bunch it up and like cinch it with your belt.
yeah.
Could I mend a hem, or is that
No, because
Oh.
that is modification, not mending. But good try. I like your headset. All right. So,
Can I use my wood carving tools to just cut off a large piece?
you could just cut off a lower section of it to make it shorter.
I'll use Mask of Many Faces again.
Snip, snip, snip. All right. So
And I remain robeless.
if you go to the side door is open a crack.
okay? I just want to take a look over my shoulder at that graveyard just to see what's going on over there. Like,
Sure.
if there's anything weird, would that be a perception or
Sure. Give me a perception check. Yeah, you can't see nothing in the darkness.
dark?
It's very dark. Can't tell.
Okay. I'm just gonna look to the others and say, is there anyone who really, really knows how to be quiet? Because like I'm about as good as the next guy.
I creak like wood. No.
Not really, but I'm smaller.
I'm harder to notice.
So what you're
Right.
saying is we could easily toss you up onto the roof.
No,
That's a
not at all
tall
what I'm
roof.
saying.
And I'm gonna be like, well, I know Guy's not quiet, so
I'm kind of exactly the opposite of that.
I'm just going to, as quietly as possible, try to just like, you know, that maneuver where you try to open the door the minimal amount to squeeze through.
All right. So you start to squeeze through. As you get past the door frame, you start to hear a woman cry out. There is a scream and a lashing sound, and another scream and another lashing sound. Our Savior knows you spoke to the strangers. This cannot go unpunished. I'm sorry, I didn't tell them anything. I didn't say anything to them. I'm sorry. And she cries out again.
Can I hear this?
I don't know. Can you? Give me a perception check.
From
Okay,
outside.
because if I can hear this, everything is going to
That's-
go sideways very quickly.
This is all going to change badly depending on what rolls here. Yeah.
You can't.
Oh, thank
hear
God.
it.
I should be fine.
You can't hear it from outside. But Penn can hear it as soon as he goes through the door because it's echoing through the halls of this place. And then you hear another man's voice saying, "It's not her fault. It was me. Let me take her place."
I'm going in and continuing. Are y'all following right behind, or because I mean, I'll probably turn and whisper and be like, we have to be very careful about what comes next.
I'm going to, before going in, cast Armor of Shadows and
Okay.
then sneak in after.
All right.
I'll go in after that and I'll have my sword drawn.
Okay. The sounds of whipping continue echoing throughout.
And now I just rush in.
Anyone gonna
And I have
Richard-
a dex
Richard
save
starts
to
to-
catch him.
move out? Yeah, you could definitely try to like catch him and try to like bring him out of this.
All right, let's do that. That would definitely be dex. So I'm like, what?
It's just like no, okay.
Yeah, you found Guy's soft spot. I am right behind Richard.
Oh shit. So two have broke off and off are running. All right.
Against my better judgment, I'm just like, go, you beautiful.
How do the rest of you want to proceed?
I'm gonna look to key 3 and be like, I'm not doing that. Like I care for them as much as, and I want to make sure they're okay, but I am no fool.
Maybe just as like hang back a little.
Sounds good.
So
Guy and Richard, you rush towards the sound and you come up to the opening of the central area of the cathedral. Pews have been moved back out of the way, and there is this stretched out wooden apparatus that this woman is stretched out face down on, and her arms and legs are bound, and her back is shredded from these whips, and she's bleeding out onto the floor.
I'm going to have a very painful flashback to when I was like that in the Underdark.
It's like, oh shit, Richard's having a flashback. Blades are coming out. Yeah, and there is a large masked man whipping her, and then there is another man in robes, basically acting as an inquisitor. And then there's another man on his knees begging the man in the robes to stop.
Can I just use Eldritch Spear and try to destroy the whipper?
You can certainly give it a shot. And I will let you treat it as a surprise attack because they cannot hear you coming over the sounds of the torture they're engaged in.
The surprise attack, does that mean advantage, or I'm just...
That means advantage.
Okay. This is why I asked.
Show me what you've got.
Oh,
I asked you to show.
That was terrible.
It's like this, only bigger.
Okay, so that happens. Your Eldritch Spear hits him and he stops whipping. And now we're in initiative. So everybody give me your initiative rolls.
I am both very sorry and not at all sorry.
Not at all sorry, no.
Every time. Swear to God.
All right.
I mean, you were raring to go.
It's like every time I've done initiative, it's been 17 or higher.
Dude, your rolls, your initiative rolls are where you put all your good roll into because everything else has been terrible.
I know.
All right. Guy and Kithri aren't really into this. All right, and this guy, what does he want to do? He is coming out with a 16, so he gets to go after Richard. So Richard, it's your turn. You just got a surprise round off on this dude and hit him with an Eldritch Spear. He turns with his whip at his side and looks at you.
Sorry, just as a... Would it be an action if I were to just kind of drop the mask?
No, you could do that as a free action.
Okay, I'm just going to drop the mask.
Yep.
Look him very dead in the eyes. And is he within leaping, swinging distance?
Yeah, you could do a leaping swing.
All right. Then I'm going to... Oh, I'm still on advantage, but...
All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll take the
12
first
would have been
roll
your
on
first
that.
roll anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
12 would have been your first roll, so that's good enough. So you leap up and you swing into him, and you carve into his chest, and blood begins to flow as you deliver a flesh wound to him. But he doesn't stagger back, and he almost doesn't even respond to the wound. And then it's his turn, and he whips you. He takes his cat of nine tails and just rakes you with it.
I just grow more and more pissed off.
But he rolls 2, so he doesn't do it. Unless your AC is like 5? No?
No.
Okay, not so much. All right, now it's Penn's turn.
So can you tell me where Key3 and I, in comparison to these two, are and what the room is kind of like? Are we behind like
Okay, so
pillars?
there's the central area, and then the
Mhm.
side entrance has a short hallway that leads into the central area with a downstairs for servants and then an upstairs for more important people, and then a central to go to the main area. They've run out into the main area. You're still in that hallway.
Man. What's the distance? Like, are they in our field of vision, or are they like around the corner?
If you used your full movement, you could get into the field of vision to see these people again.
Oh man. They come first, so I guess I'm going to use my full movement to get to the room.
I'm going to reluctantly save my party.
I'm going to go use my movement to get to the room and quickly take in everything that I see and have heard thus far. And
Okay.
I'm just going to line up an Eldritch Blast over towards the whip dude.
Okay. The Torture Master. Very well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that didn't roll.
What? I thought I fixed yours. Or maybe I thought yours was fixed already. All right, give it the roll.
All right. It is going to be... Oh, come on.
That's not super great. What do you have on a bonus to that? +5?
It is that's for spell attack bonus?
Yeah. Yep.
It's a 6.
Oh, it's a 6. That's even better, but it's not quite enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, Kithri.
I will follow after Pen. And,
Okay.
when I get into line of sight, I'll shout out, it's time to get chilly, and cast Chill Touch at the guy with the whips.
Okay. So you run up on them and give them a chilly touch.
Work. Oh shoot, that did
Okay. Did
not.
I not put it in the thing?
Yeah.
I must have missed one. All right.
So that is.
It might be in like your main attack list. And then you can just click it and then.
So that'd be 11 plus
5 or 6.
5.
5? Okay. So yeah, that's enough. You hit him with that. So for your damage on that spell, you get
1d8 necrotic.
1d8 necrotic damage.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's a big hit on him. He doesn't like that at all. All right, Guy, you're up. That starts to chill him over, but he doesn't seem to respond to it at all either. But you can see it's visibly doing damage to him.
I push past Richard, and it's like watching 2 drops of ink drop into 2 pools of milk. The eyes start to go black. The skin pulls tight back on the head. As I step through the door, the necrotic wings pop out behind me, and I lean into the 2 of them and say, "You would cause fear in an old woman. You know nothing of fear."
Nice. This is Guy's dark side.
And that is 14? Yeah, 14.
14?
Oh no, wait a minute. Sorry, that's not a it's not a spell.
Oh,
Ooh.
this is a thing.
Charisma save. But it is, yeah, 8 plus 2 plus my charisma. So 14. Yeah.
Okay, 14 to save. Yeah, he rolls a 2, so no.
Okay. And there was 2 of them in the room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as I was within 10 feet of both of them, they both have to save.
The other guy, he rolls a whole whopping 13.
Not enough.
Not enough. He does not save.
They are both afraid of me. They attack me
All right.
at disadvantage, and they can't get closer to me.
These 2 dudes are terrified of you. All right. Back to the top of the round with Richard. What do you got for me, Richard?
You're muted, Richard.
Can't hear you.
Better?
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Fantastic. I'm just going to swing with my sword
All right.
and try to,
Carve this dude up.
yeah, as best as I can.
Oh, yeah. That's some spicy hit right there.
Yeah.
So this good dude's starting to look pretty bloody to this point. He's barely holding himself up. He is going to take another swing with his cat of nine tails at you. He does a little bit better that time, and he gets 12.
Oh, that hits.
That hits? Okay. So it's not a whole lot of damage. That is 5.
Yeah, no, this just enrages Richard more than anything.
All right. And then we're back up to Penn.
And Wood grows angrily.
So where are the two bad guys in relation to this woman, and what is her status? Is she conscious still?
She is conscious still. She is weeping and bleeding. She is splayed out on this circular apparatus where her arms and legs are bound, and she is kind of in the center of the room. The guy has moved away from it and is engaged with you guys, and the other Inquisitor is towards the back. He doesn't look like he's of much use in a fight, and the husband is now moving frantically towards the woman, trying to unbind her.
I am going to use my movement because I'm not directly engaged. I'm just within line of sight, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my movement to go over to the woman, and can I pull out my healer's kit as a bonus action?
You sure can.
And I'm going to use my action to use it to try to seal up her wounds and make sure she's,
All right, give me a healing check.
Is that medicine? Would that be what that?
Medicine.
Got it.
All right, you do all right, and you manage to patch up her wounds a little bit and try to stabilize her condition. She's no longer shivering from the pain. You're helping to calm her down a bit. All right. Next up, Kithri.
I will run after the Inquisitor that kind of was not engaged.
All right.
And try and chase him down.
Okay, you can get up to him pretty quickly. He doesn't have a lot of places to go. So you could make an attack on him if you wish.
Yeah, I will summon the duelist companion.
All right.
And go to stab. Not lethal, but definitely debilitating.
All right. You leap through the air, and as you pull out your hand, your rapier appears in a burst of flame, and then comes out towards him. Give me that attack roll. Oh, that's that sauce. All right. So you stab him, and blood begins to flow, and he's like, Annabelle will have your heads for this heresy. You kind of just catch him in the shoulder and kind of pin him against the wall. Then we go back to the top of the round. We go Guy.
Yep. He pull out the Mace of Faces, spin it in my hand to look at you. This is definitely a sad face moment for you, my friend.
All right.
And smash him in the face. This +4 because of the necrotic.
Oh, yeah.
So 13 to hit.
Yeah, that hits this guy.
And then 8 points of damaging.
All right. This guy goes down. So the torturer falls to the ground, kind of like a thump, and some dust settles out. And you guys hear a voice from the balcony behind you of a little girl. Stop breaking my toys.
I'm going to hold back throwing an Eldritch Spear so hard.
Do we... oh man, what's the reaction on the Inquisitor's face?
The Inquisitor is a face of intense fear, and he says, "I'm sorry, Annabelle. I tried to stop them. We did our best." Shh. And he falls unconscious.
He's unconscious now.
Yeah.
Can we kick the shit out of him?
You sure can.
I cast suggestion on her. Come with us, Annabelle.
Ooh.
Wisdom save.
Okay. So this is very important.
Unless she's immune to being charmed.
This is very important.
Uh-oh.
I want you to choose the inside target or the outside target on Annabelle.
Outside door.
Inside.
Okay. it willingly goes along. It doesn't even try to save.
All right, everyone, we are going back to the nice cabin in the woods. Here we go. All right, follow me.
And she just follows you.
And I just turn around
Her
and walk out the door.
eyes glaze over white, and she seems to lose control of her body.
Shit.
And something it follows you.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to very quickly cut this woman free.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm going to look to the others and say, are you sure you don't want to do this here now? Like, we have enough people plus these two. We could watch the entrances. We can finish this now.
They do it here.
It's faster. We don't need to wait for the persuade. We don't want to risk the persuasion from wearing off.
Scars begin to form on Annabelle's forehead, forming the words, "Help me."
Okay, I've already cast. She's got to follow me, and I hear these guys say this, so I just start walking in circles around the room. She's got to follow me for 8 hours.
All right, she's following you.
I'm gonna say to the others, how many entrances to this room are there total?
There's the big doors at the front and the side entrance, and that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm going to look to the servants and to the husband specifically, because I know the wife's not necessarily in any great condition. I'm like, can y'all watch the side door and we can watch the front door?
Of course, I'll try to barricade it up, and he starts moving like bits of wood and pews and starts trying to push something up to the side of it.
Okay, and then I'm going to turn to Key 3 and Richard and say, can you two try to hold the front door, please?
Yeah. Richard, do you want to pile some pews?
Give me a second. Just going to grow out my arm to a length and just huck it off to make sure that the doors can't actually open.
Nice. Just like put it through.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I am Groot. Just like it's the first
I am Richard.
Yeah, there you go. All right, you guys just barricading the doors. Annabelle is still going along with Yugi, and the scars that say "help me" are starting to appear all over her body.
Okay.
I turn around backwards so that she's walking towards me and I'm looking her in the face, and I reach out, and for what it's worth, I cast Healing Hands on her.
Okay. And it starts to heal up the wounds, and then another one appears up her arm and it says, "Get me out."
Yeah. So I'm gonna see this and I'm gonna say, Guy, please put her on the altar and we will begin.
I will do what you think is best, but she has to follow me. If she stops following me, then the spell break and this all go to shit. So
Okay.
you do it while I walk around the room.
Okay. I assume I need her to sit still.
Yeah, she can't be moving around for this.
Can you just get her to follow you and maybe you sit in front of the altar and I will do my work there, and I'm already getting I'm drawing circles on the ground with chalk.
You're preparing it ready, getting it all ready. Yeah.
Can I walk her into the circle at the end of the ritual?
You sure can.
Okay, yeah.
But
So,
she's got to be there for the whole ritual.
Oh, okay, so...
Yeah.
Okay, how big is the circle? I can walk around in really tiny circles
You
inside
walk
the
her
circle.
like up onto it, and then you just be like, "Go," and then everybody can grab her and try to tie her down.
If we let her go, the bad thing's coming out. Yeah, I will... Shit.
If I'm going to look at him doing this and I'm going to say, let me look at this. Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't keep you from moving. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I step up to her. I was going to ask the DM, but that's not how you do this. You try it and you find out.
Yeah.
I step up to her. I put my arm around her back. My other arm takes her hand, and I start to lead dancing.
Okay.
In one spot. She still has to follow because I'm leading.
Yep, she's still following.
And
All
I'm
right.
dancing in a very tiny circle inside the circle that she's casting the spell.
All right, that seems to be able to do it.
All right, I'm going
You
to...
think you can start the ritual now?
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna be reading from the ritual. I'm gonna have it kind of tucked in my book of shadow, or my ritual book of shadows chapter, as it were, and just gonna be working on it as I feel that arcane energy flowing through me, and I'm just going to also to the side say, if I miss, I'll try to put you back, Guy. I'm sorry.
Give me 3 Arcana checks.
Here we go, people.
Doug Arcana check. Okay, no. So other people can assist you with this to give you advantage.
I'm gonna reach out with my mind to the 2 at the front door and be like, if y'all are free or have a moment, any assistance for this ritual would be much appreciated. This is crucial.
I've grown back most of my arm at this point. I'm gonna walk over and help.
Okay.
I will keep an eye on the door and shout if I need
All right.
anything.
All right. So do I just roll, or how does that work with them helping? Or
You roll with advantage.
all right, so a total of 6 rolls.
Yep.
All right, so the first 2.
Or you can just click advantage for each Arcana check, and it should just.
Oh, well,
Well, either way, first one, you do an incredible success. The ritual has begun. Other one, not doing so great on it. Other one, really good. So,
He's rolled 2 critical successes.
Yeah.
Not 20s.
you complete the ritual. As it goes on, you begin to recite the words. The ritual starts to complete. The girl's body begins to convulse, and this black, smoky shadow erupts from her body. It zips around the room, and it goes immediately down into the cellar. And she kind of falls limp in Guy's arms.
You said she's like 13, right?
Yeah.
Over the shoulder.
Okay.
Let's
The
go.
parents are
before
like,
that
"Oh, thank
comes
goodness
back
you saved
upstairs." You are Jamie? And I point at the woman.
Yes.
Your father, he wants everybody to come to the cabin, eh?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. And she looks to Keith and she says, I knew you would get my message. It was a risk, but I knew you could help us. Please kill that thing.
The black mist?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure it was the demon. It escaped.
We can kill it now or we deal with it later.
At least it's out of my little girl.
Well, probably now so it doesn't get far away.
Yeah, I would be looking at that and already thinking about where it could be, because we can't leave that here.
Okay. It's down in the cellar somewhere, probably in the catacombs.
Before we head off, can we hand Annabelle over to her parents?
Yeah.
And get her parents to book it to the cabin?
Sure.
Then that is what we should do.
All right.
Can we, as just a passive thing, it may be completely unnecessary, but I'm just going to take some of the chalk or the ink or whatever I was working with and put that little symbol on them just so it can't find them while we're out looking for it.
Okay.
All right. So I'm guessing they just walked off and ran off, as it were?
Oh yeah, they gathered up their daughter. I mean, the wife is limping, but they gather her up and they go head off to find someplace safe.
Okay. Let's go kill a demon.
All right.
So
Why again are we doing this?
I
We
know
are supposed to save the little girl, eh? The little girl, she is safe.
Guy, you love a good performance. And how well would that go over if we left before the show was over?
Well, you know, when I'm done my set, I go. I don't hang around and watch the headliner, but I guess you make a good point, eh?
This is the encore, my friend. We can't, for all we know, this could be an endangerment of our pay. We could be halfway home and this thing could find us again, or find somebody else in this city. I say we be thorough so that we know the job is done.
I just wish I knew if there was a hallowed place left in this building where we could put it and kill it that way, eh?
Does anybody know of that specific sort of thing? I'm kind of the opposite. So
You're likely to find some kind of holy symbols around to do something with.
Okay.
Not that they did her a lot of good the first time, but it can't hurt.
Yep.
Okay. Would we be able to find 4 maybe if we just poked around in the main room?
The husband did let you know that the catacombs does house the tombs of a few clerics down there that used to operate in the city. So
Oh, I'm excited.
that might be a place to look for things.
I'm just itching.
Okay.
I've got my books all packed up, and I'm like, let's go. Like catacombs. Come on.
All right. This is my jam. All right.
Well, you guys are having a bad effect on me. If it were up to me, I'd be halfway back to the cottage right now. Eh?
Oh, but we'd be leaving the adventure before the story is through.
Absolutely.
Oh, I think the part where we save the little girl, that's a good part of the story. Eh?
I don't imagine my patron would be very happy if I left a demon out to do its demon crap.
Even up the place.
You got one of those patron, eh? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Should
I guess
also-
we're doing this. I come with you, but I'm coming last. Eh?
Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
All right.
Is
I'll
it?
lead the way.
Would it be the graveyard? Probably we'd be heading out to then.
No, there is it left down into the basement portion of the cathedral, which leads into a catacombs.
Okay, so I guess we head that way.
All right. So it's a creaky wooden door, and it leads down a series of wooden steps. Then it leads into large stone passageways, very cool, very cold. There's a slight breeze. You feel that it opens somewhere to the outside. It's dark, but there is some torchlight and some beautifully adorned sarcophaguses with, you imagine, old clerics inside. And as you journey through this place, you feel a dark presence at the end of this hallway, past this row of catacombs. You search and you search until eventually, at the very back of this room, huddled in a corner, shivering, a shadow demon.
Hmm.
And it looks
Going
up at you and it says, "Get it over with already."
I have a question. What language do demons speak again, if I'm correct? Is it infernal or abyssal?
Infernal or abyssal?
Ooh, I understand that and can communicate with it.
All right, it says in infernal, "You let me out of that wretched place. I won't put up a fight. I'm just glad to be out."
I
Of course the little girl was evil.
I'm going to speak. I'm going to inform the others. I'm like, I can communicate with this being, and it doesn't seem to want to put up a fight, but I would prefer to try other means before we straight out end it.
Talking is always the best route. And
Can
then
I
stabby.
can I reach out a hand and just kind of in a very just welcoming manner, kind of a hop up? Because how small is he?
He's still very large, but he seems emaciated and damaged. Being in the long time that you spent in the Underdark, it wasn't uncommon for you to see shadow demons generally summoned as thralls of drow, servants for basically attack and destroy. This is like a version of that has been whipped into submission. You've never seen a shadow demon look like this before.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to show kindness and try to get him to.
He bats your hand away. Says, "Don't excuse yourself. You demean us both. My nature is current. If you leave me, I'll find another child to inhabit."
Then why not just use me to inhabit?
No. Your patron wouldn't allow it. I'd be eradicated.
Yep, you would.
Probably.
As soon as he said kids, that's it.
Bam. You hit him and he has no strength left. The shadow starts to dissipate. And he says, "I thought it was just a weak little girl. But once I was there, Do you know what the most terrifying thing in the world is? Nothing. And that was what it was inside of her. And he dissipates.
God damn it, I've read like 3 books and comics like this.
I'm going to kind of look over at Guy and be like, we could have used that probably had we, not done that.
You heard him. He was going to do it to another kid. Eh?
Not if we had anything to say about it, but I guess what's...
Well, I mean, he did have something to say.
I said this about it, and I start cleaning the shit off the end of my mace and putting
Yeah,
it
this
back
black goo.
Well, I was like, fine, as it was, and I'm going to just kind of stroll over and start inspecting the nearest sarcophagus. I'm not exactly a grave robber, but I'm still interested in looking around at the dead.
Sure. You peek around the sarcophagus. You do find a holy amulet of Timora inside.
Oh, all right. I can't. I'm just going to kind of...
noteworthy thing in these.
I'm going to just kind of, I don't know if that'll even work, but just for the heck of it, because it feels right, I'm just going to reach out my mind, kind of like how if you feel like you're praying, but you don't know if anything's there, I'm just going to reach out my mind and be like, I would hope that you would think that this would better serve the living than the dead, and I'm going to try to take it.
Okay. You take it.
All right. You said the holy amulet of Amora?
Timora.
All right. And I'm going to tell Key3 about it. I'm going to say that I found this. If you would like, I can hang on to it personally so I can study up on it, and then, we can determine what to do with it if you would like.
Yeah, if you want to hold on to it while you study it.
All right. So then I'm like, we can keep looking in these all day long. Like, I'm about it, but I don't know how y'all feel.
I'm going to take a quick glance just to see if I recognize any last names.
Nothing particular, nothing recognizable about any of the last names in these ones. This is kind of a podunk town. This is...
Richard, kind of recognizing the terrifying nothing that the demon spoke of, is just kind of mentally going, do I have to kill a kid now?
So all these questions.
Did he say that out loud, or is it just in your head?
He's mentally going through, he said.
Okay.
So
I think
check in on the family, I guess, or just head back.
I think we should head back and get our money and our prize before they figure out the little girl's a complete bitch, eh?
I'm just gonna just kind of poke it a bone and be like, man, Guy, you always were humorous, and just kind of turn around and walk out.
I remember something vaguely about sometimes it's not so funny, but I don't remember very clearly.
All right. So you guys make your way out, and as you leave the cathedral, you notice a light and smoke pouring out of the woods to the south.
Uh-oh.
Like a fire, like a small cottage on fire in the woods.
Like a fire, kind of like a fire.
That's awesome.
We should hurry.
Away?
Right.
You mean we hurry away, right? Not towards. It's too late. Those people, they are dead. Eh?
Gay, do you want your money or not?
Yeah, I want my money, so I think Cookie, he got it, right?
Yeah, but we don't have the girl.
We saved the girl. Eh? We did our job. They can put us in zone of truth and everything. We can tell the truth. We saved the girl.
You killed the only proof we had. So right now we have to go find other proof.
When you put it that way, it makes me look like kind of a shit, eh?
Hey, it's, it's part of the deal. He ran in, I healed somebody. We all do whatever, so
wait a minute. To solve the problem of we can't prove we saved the girl, we are now going to go and kill the girl we are supposed to save?
We don't know that. All we know is we have to go see what's happening now.
All right.
Oh, mon Dieu.
Saddle up the cart and head over.
All
I
right,
did not
let's do
see
it.
the sheriff's badges on all of you when I joined up this organization. Eh? Holy shit.
Just
Dudley
gonna
do
clap.
right and the people. Let's go.
I'm gonna clap you on the shoulder and just be like, "Don't worry, man. You can always bring up the rear. Like we'll keep you in mind."
I'm sure someday some of this will sink through and I will become a better person. But until then, you're damn right. I'm at the back.
You guys rush with the cart over to the cottage, and when you make it there, Annabelle is standing outside holding a torch. Portions of the cottage are burning, and the door is rattling.
Fun.
I'm gonna grab Annabelle by the scruff of the neck and just like wrench her up and look her dead in the eyes.
I'm gonna run and try and open the door.
Yeah, I was going to say mage hand the door if I can.
Okay, you open the door, and then the grandfather and the husband and wife tumble out, singed but alive and coughing. Annabelle looks you dead in the eyes, Richard, and she says, "They stopped my fun, just like you did. You took away my power."
I am moments away from killing a child. Someone stop me.
I'm gonna shout out to Richard. I'm just gonna be like, "Please don't. We've already done this once today. Like, no more wanton murder. We can subdue a small child. I'm sure."
The grandfather says, "Please, she's just young, and she doesn't know what she's doing is wrong. She just needs to be taught better." And he produces a bag of gold and a necklace for you guys and says, "Here, take your payment. You saved the town."
But what about you? What about this?
Thank you very much.
It's back in the cart. It's like, let's go.
I'm just gonna drop the child
And they take her. And they
as
say,
hard as I can.
We'll
Not
try
throwing.
to teach her. We'll try to teach her to be better, but she doesn't have the power anymore to do more damage.
You were locked in a cabin on fire. Are you sure you can handle this? We can always.
We were tired. We thought she was unconscious.
They can handle it. They said they could.
Beep, 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 beep. Thaumaturgy, the sound of a honking.
Back in doing the 27-point turn to turn the cart around.
Okay. As a parting thought, do I know what, or would I do an Arcana check to know what this amulet I picked up, the Holy Amulet of Timora, does?
Certainly.
Okay.
But you'd have to do a religion check.
Religion check. Okay.
Because it is a religious item.
I know a little bit about religion. Not enough.
Yeah, it's an amulet used to worship Timora. It's a holy symbol that people usually use to channel the might of gods.
All right. Well, I just wish there was something we could leave them, but I don't know if this would be any good necessarily. Man.
Can I try an intimidation skill
Sure.
just on the child?
All right.
Listen here, you little shit.
Giving your inspiring child should not think she's better than everyone and be a murderer speech.
Listen here, you little shit. Of course it's going to start that way.
Yeah.
You know when they say, don't go in the woods, there are monsters. There are no monsters more terrifying than I am. Every thought, every bad action you do, I'll see it, and I'll be back for you. And I will always know.
All right. Give me that intimidation roll.
It is not a very good one.
Come on. Oh, I had
Oh.
19.
There it is.
Top shelf. She doesn't respond, but you feel like you got your point across. She is still, impertinent, but you seem to have put a bit of fear into her.
I'm going to leave her with my wooden mask. Just,
As a
remember
reminder.
me.
Okay. This kid's gonna have messed up. She's gonna be messed up in a different way now.
She was just about psychically recovered, and then
All right.
I can carve another one.
So you guys take your gold and the amulet that you received has almost like a little vial on it. It appears to be swirling water inside.
Can we do an Arcana check?
You certainly can.
We could
All right.
ask.
Nope.
Nope.
I see him trying to figure it out, and I'm just going to turn to the man and I'm going to say, this pendant you gave us, what exactly is it?
I don't know. I got it from a trader one day.
Fair enough. I'm going to just reach in my bag and pull out a pen and some paper and just jot a couple things down and hand them to the child. And I'm going to be like, listen, dark arts are awesome. So, if you're ever later on in life, if you ever want to look up the Avalon Knights Academy, we can teach you how to do great things with power, but not like an asshole. And then I'm also going to hand a little coupon for 20% off your next mugging by the
Which the entire family looks on with confusion.
And then I'm going to tip my hat and just flip my cape and be on my way.
I love that Penn is on point with all the branding as he goes through. He's embraced this wholeheartedly. I love it. All right. So you guys make your way to your cart. You're tired. It's been a long day. How do you want to proceed? Do you want to stop and sleep in the town, or do you want to camp out in the woods?
We've done enough creepy crap in this town.
Yeah, maybe the woods is a better.
And hey,
Maybe an hour down the road, eh?
20% off your next mugging.
That's pretty good. All right. So
In the woods we go.
you guys are going to camp out for the night. You can sleep in the cart, on the cart, around, however you want to do it.
I'm going to be in the cart.
Okay.
I'm going to do what I usually do, which is root myself into the ground and just sleep against a tree.
Okay.
We're taking turns doing watch, I'm assuming.
Certainly. You guys can take watch through the night.
I'll take first watch, if anybody.
Second.
I can do third.
Yeah, I'll do the last one in the morning. Yeah.
All right. All right. As you guys sleep, Kithri, you dream of this warm, blazing light. This fiery light that just fills you with energy. It gives you a burning desire to keep going, to explore, to seek things out, to see what the world has to offer. And as you feel this light kind of enshroud you and fill you, you hear it whisper, "You are doing very well, my champion. Continue this path." And then the dream fades away. Richard, you have the Grove dream again. This time, a spectral horse trots out. And it speaks to you mentally. You can hear it in your head. Titania's soldier. You be careful in that place. Get me those glasses. And don't believe a single thing you hear when you go to sleep. And it trots off.
Trickster King.
All right. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, excellent. Excellent session. Good stuff.
Looks like our warlocks made it through a job well done. But should they have left that girl alive and invited her back to the keep? Seriously, dude, come on. Find out next time on
Too Many Warlocks. Class dismissed.
All right. Anyone got any projects working before we sign off here? Anything you want to plug?
Oh.
Any new videos coming out?
I've new video every Sunday, and of course, always be sure to check out Roll for Initiative. Check out our good friends Pen and Guy on their YouTube channels, as you can see in their descriptions under their portraits there. And of course, check us out every Monday and Sunday for more exciting adventures with the Avalon Knights Academy, the Mercs of Mischief, and Too Many Warlocks.
I know Penn had a new video out. I know Puck also has a new video out. Be sure to keep an eye out for those.
Absolutely.
There will actually be content on my YouTube channel at some point.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's going. It'll come up eventually.
It's, you start something and then you wander off. And
in the meantime, people can always come back on Mondays for more Geeby Toms.
Oh yeah,
And
we're
a special
playing
super
Slime
shout
Rancher.
out to Cranky Old English Dude for joining us here in the broadcast tonight.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Night.